Hey, what's up? What's going on? It's your girl Mary Jane. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please like the video. It'll be greatly appreciated from the bottom of my heart, my peoples. Please share the video. It'll be greatly appreciated as well. We are going to be talking about Marriage Boot Camp Reality Stars Family Edition, basically. And so basically, it starts off where it left off from the last episode. Basically, Dr. V, she is following Paula around. Chad is watching. Chad looks petrified. He looks like, please, Dr. V, handle my mom. And then, Paula, Chad's mother, is like, stop following me. What's your problem now? She was like, why are you hunting me? Why are you chasing me down? You're nothing but a witch pop. I don't even know what a witch pop is. Then Dr. V is saying, you keep shutting down. You keep shutting down, Paula. You're not going to get to know your son. And then Paula goes, I don't care. Leave me alone. And so then Dr. V goes to talk to Chad and says, your mom's not angry. It's just nothing but hate that she's displaying. So then Chad whispers, and he's looking around to make sure his mother's not around. And he's like, Dr. V, what is she hurt about? Dr. V didn't answer. Dr. V just said she's hurt, basically. So then we cut to the three brothers. It's Mike, the situation, it's Mark, and it's Maximo. So basically Maximo doesn't want one of the bunk beds, basically, and Mike, the situation, got the full-size bed, basically. And so, Mike's situation says, go get on the top bunk. Don't you like being on top? And basically Maximo says, no, I'm a bottom. And I'm like, OMG, but I don't understand. If Maximo's the oldest brother, why can't he get the bigger bed? And it just seems like, since he's the oldest brother and everything, why do they treat him like he's the child, like he has no authority? Usually the older brother has the authority, you know what I mean? So it's just like, come on, what is going on? So anyways, then we get to Paula. So in the middle of the night, Paula is going to get drinks from the kitchen. She's drinking straight liquor, straight up. And Farrah's mother, she's walking around the bedroom butt naked, not trying to hide her body, not trying to cover her up when her ex-husband's in the room with her, and plus she has a boyfriend on the outside. So, and then Chad is scratching his penis, and you see his dick fall out his pants, but you can't see it because it is blurted out. And I would have liked to seen it. So this show is like a comedy skit basically now, but maybe it's gonna get serious later on. So anyways, you go downstairs, the smoking area. Basically it's Paula, she's out there, Deborah's out there, Chad's out there, Mark is out there, and the situation's out there, basically. And then Deborah's telling everybody that's outside that, she can't stand Dr. V, and Dr. V is just haunting her, just following her around. She's like a thorn in her side, basically. And then Paula says that, she keeps following me around. When people that are bigger than me and do shit like that and follow me around, I don't get them right then, but I come back and I get them later, basically. And so Chad says, oh, my mother is a straight thug. And then Paula says, straight out the projects. You got it. And so then basically Chad feels like his mother bullied him and make him powerless, basically. And then Mark says Paula is a straight OG. And Mike says that Paula is a straight shooter, basically. and basically he says the reason why Paula talks the way that she talks because she doesn't know any other form of communication. That's just how she is. That's just where she's from. That's how she learned how to talk. Basically, she's a part of her environment. Basically, it's the first time Mike ever made sense to me, ever, since he's been on TV. And so then we get to so Chad says to his mom, where you going? She says, I'm going to hell if I don't go pray. Basically, she was going to go get another drink. So Chad was like, Mom, where you going? And she was like, I'm going to hell if I don't go pray. She was going to get another drink. And I'm like, yo. And so the situation is like, he can't believe his eyes. He's just like shocked. He's like, what the fuck? And Chad is just like, he don't know. At this point, it seems like Chad just doesn't know what to do at all, and he's hoping that this situation somehow helps his mom, basically. And so anyways, Mike is laughing his head off. He got his head down. He's laughing. I'm laughing. Chad is the only one not laughing. And so then after that, Paula gets another drink basically. And then Kendra, you know, she's talking to Michael, which is Farrah's father, and she's talking to Maximo about basically she's in fear in this environment, and basically at home that she has nothing but peace, serenity, basically a zen environment, and here it's like she's on edge, she's on eggshells basically, because she don't know when is something bad gonna happen, when something negative gonna happen basically. Well, I didn't know Kendra was at peace at home because I know she gets her family is being filmed 24/7, right? Doesn't she have another reality show? Basically, her husband cheating on her and all the problems that they displayed on TV a couple of years ago, 2 years ago, basically. I hope it did change, but I don't see how she got peace at home. So basically, so she's talking to them about that, and so then Maximo's like, you know, he just wants to be himself. He wants to be able to be respected and come out, you know, and basically he wants to live for himself, basically. So then you get Mark, and you get the situation, and then you get Maximo. They're all sitting on the couch in their little side confessional, basically, and they're saying basically, you know what your problem is, Maximo. You think you're the entree, you think you're the dinner, you think you're the appetizer, you think you're dessert, but you're not. You know what you contribute? You're like the salt and pepper, you're like the condiments, basically. And they throw a shot at him, basically saying he's like the condiments, basically. And they're always throwing like gay slurs, but not in a way that you can call it a gay slur. But Maxima always points them out that, oh, that's a reference towards me being gay, basically. It's like his two brothers are always digging at him, always going at him, and it's really mean. It's like, what the fuck did Maximum do to make you guys resent him so fucking much? I mean, when I say they resent him and talk shit to him, it's on a whole different level. You know how brothers fight, sometimes brothers pick on each other, whatever, but he's the oldest brother, and it's like he's getting like bullied by his two younger brothers. But it seems like there's some deep issues down there that is crazy. So anyways, Farrah, she confronts her mom about walking around the house, walking around the bedroom naked the night before, basically, and saying like, why are you doing that, basically. Her mom says, I wasn't really doing that. I did shut the door behind myself. Then they get into a big argument and then Phaedra starts yelling at her mother and screaming and disrespecting her. I don't even know how you could deal with that. So then Kendra's mom, Patty's like, oh my god, here we go with Farrah cussing out her mother and telling her mother off. She's just so disrespectful. Let me tell you, she's beyond disrespectful. I mean, beyond. So Patty was like, yeah, let's listen to this disrespectful bitch talk to her mother like she ain't shit. And so then Patty was like, me and our daughter, we fight and stuff, but we don't cuss each other out, call each other's names. It's like a silent disagreement. We don't go all out to disrespect and hurt, basically. So it's just like crazy. So anyways, now the group is called in. Everyone's called inside the house because basically they have to do an exercise. It's called the birthday bash. Basically, they split up in two groups. Basically, you got Chad, Kendra, Farrah, Michael, which is Farrah's dad, and you got Maximo. They are one team. The second team is Mark, Patty, Deborah, Paula, and Mike the Situation. And basically, they have to make birthday cards to their family member that's not in the room, that's present, basically. So nobody really wants to make these birthday cards. They don't really know what to say, basically. And the doctors feel like this is a good exercise because the cards, they're small. You can put glitter on them. You can do all that good stuff, basically. So they're making these cards or whatever. But basically what really happens is once they make these cards, it's like what you wanted to say to your loved one about missing birthdays, missing this, missing that, or how you really feel. But basically, the card is going to be used later on to be used as a eulogy at a funeral, basically. So they're tricking these people to write. So they might write the most harshest things because they're thinking about their birthday or whatever. So... and Kendra, she's crying because she doesn't know what to put on the card, and she doesn't want to put anything on it that's going to hurt her mother, or basically how this card can possibly be used against her later. And she doesn't want to say anything that's going to hurt her mother, basically. And Mike the situation, they start shitting on their brother again. Like what the fuck are we gonna write him in his card? That he's a douchebag? It's just like they really do not like Maximo at all. And so then Paula was like, I don't know what to put on his card. I need help with this, basically. Then Maximo says, life is so precious, basically, and you know you need to praise life and all this other stuff. And then Mike the situation says to his brother that when his brother later on that he would beat the shit out of his brother, basically, if it wasn't his brother, because basically Maximo was talking to Paula and they was talking about the gifts that they got, basically. And you know, Maximo was like, he got a gift of leeches and he wanted to say he's gonna regift that to somebody else. So basically, and then Paula, she got shit in a box. That's so fucked up. They got the 2 works gifts and then the noose that Farrah's mother got, basically. So Mike jumps into the conversation because he says, I can tell when my brother's getting ready to talk shit or whatever. So anyways, everybody walks away. And so anyways, so then, you know, Paula starts talking about, you know, Mike's situation, like how, like, you know, like she's trying to fix Mike, the situation's problem with him and his brother, basically. And Chad says to his mother, Paula, that, you know, mind your, you know, you can't fix their situation. You're trying to fix everybody else's problems when you have your own problems. And then Paula goes, I ain't got no problems. Ain't nothing wrong with me, motherfucker. I'm dead good. What is wrong with you? Ain't nothing wrong with me. Maybe something's wrong with you, but ain't nothing wrong with me, basically. And then, you know, Mike's situation, he put his head down and he's just laughing, and it's just like, OMG. And so Chad says, yes, we do have a problem. That's why we here. There's something wrong. The decisions that you made, that's why we are here right now. And then Paula goes, what do you mean me? I mean, what do you mean we? What do you mean the decisions that we made? There ain't no we. It's just been me. It's only been me. You have your own family. You have your own kids. And you had your own baby mothers. You have your own family. It ain't never been we. You ain't never helped me. You ain't paying my rent, basically. And so then, you know, Paula, and so then Paula goes, I don't know where you coming from with this we all of a sudden. It ain't we. You got 6 kids. You got your baby's mothers. You ain't never been around. You ain't never been in my life. We ain't never been around each other at all. So I don't know I don't know why all of a sudden you're saying we. Don't act like we together. And she goes, Chad goes, don't you want to take care of your grandkids? Don't you want to be around your grandkids? She goes, hell no, I don't want to be around them illegitimate kids. Are you crazy? Just because you go out and drop your sperm everywhere doesn't mean you got to put them kids on me. And the situation is sitting there just like, he's shocked. He's laughing. He's horrified. And basically it's like, OMG, it's like, oh shit. And then Paula's just going off. She was like, you know, it ain't never been us. And then, you know, Chad goes, why you say that? You don't want to be a part of your grandkids' life? And she was like, no, motherfucker. And she was like, having your kids out of wedlock. Like, she is going in on Chad. And this shit is hilarious. Oh my God. It's just, I don't even know. And like, she's not biting her tongue or anything. And so then Mike, Maximo, and Mark, they comment on Paula going off on Chad, basically. And then Mike's just sitting there, and then Mark goes, I'm not going to comment on anything, because if I do, I get locked up or I get pounded, basically. And then they look towards, you know, Maximo, saying that he's always getting pounded. And then he's like, see, another reference to me, basically. Mike done already threatened to beat him up early if he wasn't his brother. So it's just like, so the pounding's like making fun of Maximo, basically. And then Paula calls Chad stupid, and she said, why don't you go and have 10 more kids? Why don't you go have 10 more babies? And then as she's doing that, she's going to get something to drink, and she calls him a cold-blooded fool. She said, you ain't nothing but a cold-blooded fool. Then Paula go gets the drink, basically. Then Kendra comes outside and she tries to intervene in the conversation, basically. And Kendra says that, I think there's abandonment issues on both sides, basically. And Chad said which sides? Which side? And basically Kendra says, I think there's abandonment issues. And then Chad said, with who? And then she says, on both sides. And then Chad says, I'm used to it being like this. I'm used to her shutting down on me. I'm used to her abandoning me. I'm used to her walking out on me. I'm just used to her doing this all the time, basically. And so then Paula says, well, then close your coffin then. Basically, we find out that means close your mouth, basically. And so then, Chad starts to talk about, I guess his life with his mom or his mom's past, basically. And so Paula goes, what you talking about? You don't know me. You don't know shit about me. You don't know anything about me. You haven't even been around me. So how can you know anything about me? Basically, I'll sit here and wait for you to tell me something that you know about me. I'll wait. And he doesn't say anything. So then Paula, she gets up and she's walking away. And then Chad goes, well, my grandmother told me everything I needed to know, basically. And so then now we get to the scene where we get to the birthday cards, basically. They're supposed to read these birthday cards, but they're going to be reading these birthday cards at a eulogy, basically. So they split up into groups. They put Chad, Patty, Deborah, Maximo in one group. They put Kendra, Mark, Mike, and Maximo, and Paula in another group. I'm like, yo, this shit was so funny. All the side comments, the side jokes, all the arguments outside, all the conversations is just hilarious. And so then the exercise basically is called Exercise Deadly Departed, basically. So Paula's up first. So basically they go get Paula, and then Paula says, I knew it's Dr. V. She's going to come at me with some dumb shit. She's going to try to play with me. She's going to try to play some fucking games with me. I'm not with it. I'm not for it, basically. So then Dr. V says, I want you to close your eyes and pretend like you're at a funeral, that Chad didn't make it. He was in an accident. And basically now you're at his funeral, basically. And then Paula says, that don't mean nothing to me. That don't mean nothing to me at all. None of that means anything to me, basically. And then Paula is like, that don't mean nothing to me. And she goes, what the hell is going on? Who is all these people sitting here? Who are these people sitting here? Basically, once you go get Chad's babies and his kids and line them up and have them carry his ass out of here. I don't know why you got me here. And have them roll him out of here, basically. And then Dr. V goes, are you jealous of Chad's baby mothers? And then Paula goes, I'm not jealous of Chad's baby's mother. I don't even know him. I never see him. I never even speak to him. I have no idea who they are, but they're his family and they're different from me. So go call them and have them roll his ass up out of here, basically. And she goes, and so then after that, she goes, I don't care. Don't even do this, basically. And she goes, so as Paula is walking away, Mama Paula is walking away, Dr. V said, close the coffin, basically. And then Dr. V tells Paula to close the casket, basically. And so then Paula says, no, once you close the casket, I don't work for the funeral home. And who's these fucking people in the audience, basically? And then Dr. V said, you said close the casket earlier. She was like, I don't work for the funeral home, honey. I'm like, oh no. This shit was hilarious. I don't even know how they put this shit. They got a hit on their hands. And so then you got Mark and Mike, basically. Now it's their turn to read their birthday cards to their brother, basically. And he's in a coffin. And basically, they tell them to close their eyes and pretend like, you just found out that Maximo was in an accident, whatever. And so there was like, and then so Mark is like, I'm not closing my eyes. I'm not pretending like he's in an accident. The dude looks like Dracula sitting here in the coffin. How the fuck do I supposed to take this serious? He got this pancake makeup on. He looks like Dracula. I can see him breathing. And then Mark picks him up and shakes him, and he's like, this motherfucker's alive. How am I gonna take this serious? And then the situation is like, come on, I got loyalty tattooed on me, so I can't take this serious, basically. So then Mark is like, he's alive. Can't you see him? He's in there. He's breathing. So Mark and the situation are just sitting there laughing their ass off. It's just too much. They don't read the cards or whatever. And so then Maximo feels like he's rejected or whatever. So then Maximo gets up. His brother Mark kisses him on the forehead, say, hey, see, look, he's alive. Then Paula's in the back laughing her ass off. And then Maximo sits down across from Chad and asks Chad, how did did your mother react? And Chad goes, she acted terribly. Like what? And so then Chad says, she said close the coffin, and then Maxim was like, oh fuck. And so now it's Farrah and her father, and her mother's in the coffin basically. So Farrah, she starts to cry, and she starts to say, oh, I miss you, Mom, and all this other stuff. Basically, she's kind of reliving the episode of her baby's father, Sophia, getting killed or whatever. And so she was like, oh, I miss him, I'm sorry about this, and blah blah blah. And then the mother instantly jumps up and says, Deborah, the mother's Deborah, she jumps up and she goes, I give everything to you, I give everything to you, and you don't give me anything. I'm tired of taking this. You're supposed to help me too as well. I'm tired of giving. And she's whispering this, bitch, you're supposed to be in the coffin dead. Deborah is supposed to be in the coffin dead, laying down basically. And so the father, Michael, he's standing there. So then Deborah and Farrah, they just started immediately going at it. They just started arguing basically. Farrah goes, I went from being sad and then the anger was once she started opening her mouth. So then that shit was funny. Then we get to Kendra. Basically Kendra and her mother basically completed the exercise the best basically. But before Kendra goes inside the room, basically, she tells Dr. Ash that, one of the biggest fears she have is her mom and hurting her mom, and then actually her mom putting out a tell-all book that would hurt her too as well. So basically, they guide Kendra to the room, and she's supposed to read this card and all this other stuff. So Kendra gets through it, and she says that she cries. Her mom gets up and apologizes to her, and basically they kind of like actually get onto a level, if it's real, that they actually understanding each other and kind of forgiving each other. Basically they like conquered a small hurdle in their relationship. So basically then Kendra reminisces that she wished she could have apologized and hugged her mom when her grandmother passed away, when her mother was at her mother's casket crying basically. So then after that we get to the evaluations, which is so funny as hell too. Like this whole shit is like funny. Maybe it's gonna get serious, but it doesn't seem like anybody that's on the show is taking it serious. So how the fuck can I take it seriously when everyone's laughing and cracking jokes, and these doctors coming up with these horrific ideas to do with these people that are like natural comedians basically? Shit is hilarious. Every family is like all fucked up in a different way. It looks like Maximo's there for really good to get help, and it looks like Chad is there for help, and it looks like Kendra and her mother's there for help. Other than that, I don't think nobody else is there for help. And they're like on the low of the meter looking for help. They're not even like on a high scale like they're getting help. So basically at the end of the day, from now on, they're gonna be having evaluations, and evaluations, and whichever family that does the worst has to spend the chore wheel basically. So the family that did the worst, it's obvious. It's Paula and it's Chad. So basically, Chad spends the wheel basically, and it says sweep and mop floors, and all the other families like, yeah, all right, Dr. V and Dr. Ish, how the fuck you gonna get Paula to sweep some fucking floors? This is gonna be horrific. And Paula was like, chores? I gotta sweep and mop some motherfucking chores? I gotta sweep and mop some motherfucking floors? Are you fucking kidding me? Then Paula's like, okay, I guess I'll be sweeping and mopping tonight for my food. I guess I'll be working for my food. This is like, and then Paula's like, I feel like I'm on a plantation again. All right, Massa, yes, Massa, you liking the way I'm mopping the floor? And Chad is just sitting there. His face, he looks all ashy because he still has on that makeup for the funeral. His face is all white, and he's barely sweeping like he ain't never swept before either. Like he never swept, and his mama just sitting there. All right, Massa, this is what I'm here for. I'm gonna have to clean now. This is slavery 1-on-1 basically. And she was like, I can't believe I gotta fucking mop some goddamn floor. It's gonna make me work today, so I guess I'll work for my food. And boy, and then she was like, she goes, are you proud of me, Massa? You proud of me, Massa? Am I doing a good job, Massa? This shit was totally fucking hilarious. The next episode is gonna be even better. This is like my new shit right here. Anyways, peace. I'm out. Subscribe, like, and share. Mary Jane, I'm out, my people.